One Man's Opinion, where I review professional theater in New York and across Connecticut. Today I am reviewing Playhouse on Park's production of the Stephen Schwartz musical Pippin, directed and choreographed by Darlene Zoller, and running through August 21st at their theater at 244 Park Road in West Hartford, Connecticut. Pippin is by far my favorite Stephen Schwartz musical, and Playhouse on Park presents an energetic and delightful production. Zoller wisely strips down the production compared to the 2013 Broadway revival, which was pretty over-the-top wild with its circus theme. Playhouse on Park's stage does not have the scale necessary to accommodate such grandiose theatrics. Instead, Zoller goes the opposite, presenting the players closer to the original Broadway concept, but even then, more stripped down than that. This is a minimalist Pippin, at least in costume and stage design, and frankly, I'm all the more happy for it. Here, I imagine the cast of players being part of a motley traveling acting troupe who found their way into our theater to present their production of Pippin. They don't have a budget, but they do have their sacrificial lamb, which is all they need to make the show go on. This is all part of what makes Pippin so special of a musical. It's a seduction of the mind and how our thoughts and influences dictate our dreams and aspirations, making us feel dissolute and desperate when those dreams don't come true. We are all Pippin in our own way as we struggle each day to find meaning for ourselves, each failure making us more unfulfilled than the next, unless we find that purpose. As the show states, the story is just as much in your head as it is on the stage. That is why I love this show so much. When we look at people or ourselves who reach points of total and complete inner emptiness and despair, are we all not like Pippin? Starting off with so much hope, then having it stripped away as the realities of life and ecclesiastical futility sinks in. What is it in our lives that will help stave us from that fire? In brutal contemporary terms, what stops us from becoming the next Kurt Cobain or the next Anthony Bourdain, or closer to home, the friend or family member you know who have taken their own life? These are the pressures that come across Pippin over time, and you wonder if he will get past these challenges and find hope for himself in the future. Pippin has a ton of great songs like Magic to Do, Corner in the Sky, No Time at All, With You, Morning Glow, Right Track, and Love Song, which are all now part of the lexicon of classic Broadway songs. But they wouldn't carry the weight that is necessary for the story without an excellent cast behind it. And overall, Playhouse doesn't disappoint, especially Shannon Cheong, who plays the titular Pippin. Cheong has an incredible voice and deftly carries the show on his capable shoulders. His performance goes well beyond his voice, though. Cheong delicately addresses Pippin's coming of age as he looks for meaning in his life and becomes something extraordinary, like he perceives his father, King Charlemagne, played by Jean Choquette. With each failure in finding purpose in war, frivolity, sex, civil rights, politics, and so forth, Cheong brings Pippin to a lower place of being. His performance is deftly balanced by Juliana Lamia, who plays Catherine, Pippin's love interest, who doesn't appear until almost halfway into the second act, but brings enough weight to the role that her importance is preeminently presented. Thao Nguyen is a good leading player, but I felt he went a little too far towards the MC from Cabaret and could have given us a bit more light in his performance until the final scene. Kate Wessler and Brad Weatherford are an hysterical combo, and probably my favorite part of the show is Fastrada, Pippin's stepmother, and Louis, his stepbrother. When together, they are so outlandishly melodramatic in a comic way that they had the audience rolling. I wouldn't have minded a bit more malevolent glee from Wessler, but she was so delightful anyways that it didn't really bother me. I wish I got a bit more of that kind of acting from SuEllen. Estey, though, who plays Pippin's grandmother, Berthe, who gives an adequate speak-singing performance of no time at all, but I would have liked her performance to be grander and a bit more body, being the cougar of all cougars. Zoller's choreography is fantastic and not overdone with the limited space she has to work with, considering the stage design has a trough in it. It creates great layering of the characters, but complicates movement. Zoller chooses to finesse the piece by incorporating some classic Bob Fosse-style choreography. Fosse did direct and choreograph the original production on Broadway, so it is also a nice tribute to him in that regard as well. Something that would likely be missed by many is the great detail to Jackson Funke's lighting design. Again, with Playhouse's limitation on space, there isn't room for overly complex lighting, but Funke does an excellent job of creating shadow, color, and texture, especially around the mystery of the leading player and his hidden motivations. I highly recommend seeing Pippin at Playhouse and Park. There are a couple scenes that are definitely not child-friendly, particularly the giant orgy in the middle of the first act. My commendations to the cast members who bravely do that scene with less on than any version of the number I've ever seen, especially in front of an audience that is literally within arm's reach at times. But I am only one man's opinion, so be sure to leave yours in the comments below. If you want to see Pippin, I'll leave a link in the description. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe to support the channel, and hit the notification bell to be alerted to future reviews. My next review will be Westport Country Playhouse's production of Kim's Convenience. Thank you for watching, and I will see you at the theater.